Okay, welcome everyone to our second Dash to District call. I'm excited to be teaming up with Charlotte Creed. So we have some new faces in here from the Creed Nation, and also new people who just joined the team and or are in qualification. Before I start, I'll have everyone check their that they're muted.
So if anyone's not muted, I think I can hear the BC Ferries.
Oh,
so just if you just mute in the bottom corner of your phone. There we go.
There we go. The BC
Cool.
Ferries, that's awesome.
BC Ferries, makes everyone feel like you're on holiday.
Yeah. Yeah, so welcome. The fact that you hopped on this call, to me, it just shows that you're treating this like a business, you're taking it serious, and that in itself is a huge step to take the time out of, I know it's a Saturday morning, out of your life to be on here. Just to give you a rundown of our call, for those of you who haven't met me or perhaps Charlotte, we're going to just briefly go over our journey with District and how long we've been here for, and then share with you a bit of the numbers, how to go District. And we're going to hear from a couple people who've had some major shifts in this business, and one who's just promoted to District Manager, and with a challenge and an incentive. So Charlotte, I'll just start off, I guess, as I'm still, yeah, okay. So if you haven't met me yet, my name is Carmen Hagstrom, and I live in Turtleford, Saskatchewan. It's a small little town, and I've been with Arbonne now for 6 years this July, so a bit of time. And when I started, I had a 5-month-old and a 2-year-old, and I was looking to just not go back to work. That's what I was looking for, to stay home with the kids and spend more time with them and not have to pay daycare costs and those kinds of things. So that's why I started. And I remember distinctly having a conversation. I signed up, I got all my product in July, and then I told Laura, who was my direct sponsor at the time, because this is great. Call me in September and we'll totally get this rolling. I'm super pumped for September, and I'll be ready then. And I'm like, it's summer. I want to spend time with my kids. I want to go to the lake. I can't really be bothered with this right now, but absolutely, totally looking forward to doing this in September. And she was very good at, she just said, well, you can totally amp it up in September, but how are you open to taking the first step? Do you want to just do that first step and just have a get together and see what we're all about, and just get experience under your belt a little bit? So I begrudgingly did that, and I thought, well, okay, I guess I'll have one party, and then maybe you'll leave me alone till September. And so I always am of the mindset, if I'm going to have a party or if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it well. And so I went crazy inviting people, and it actually turned out well because lots of people were up at the lake, and I invited them, and I invited people I barely knew yet, and said, I don't really know you, but I'm having lots of drinks and food and a party, and I'm looking to meet some new friends. So I had a living room packed full of people because I was having a party. I'm like, well, I'll throw a party any day. Arbonne was just like, yeah, there's Arbonne here, but whatever, like, I'm having a party. So it turned out really well. We had great, it was great sales, and booked 6 shows off of it, created a lot of excitement around it. So all of a sudden I had this summer with all this activity booked, and I was like kind of annoyed. I'm not going to lie. I was like, I told this lady I didn't want to do this yet, and now I have all this stuff on the books. What the heck? I just wanted to do one step. So I was all irritated by it. But I went to these shows, and it's only 6 evenings of the rest of my summer. And by the end of the summer, I had promoted to District Manager. And I'd had a lot of fun, and I'd met all these new people. And so I remember saying to my mom, I said, yeah, I promoted to District Manager. I think it's something they give you just to make you feel good about yourself. I didn't know what it was, because I didn't think I did anything, because I'd just been out partying all summer. I'd just been out like, yeah, And I didn't get what it was. I didn't get that it was an important first step. And I wasn't so focused on that title, and I didn't make it a big deal. I didn't have time to make it a big deal, right? So that was kind of my journey to district. And after that, when I had promoted, I kind of panicked a bit. I said, well, now I'm a manager. What does this mean? Do I have to manage people? Do I have to manage stuff? And it kind of freaked me out a little bit, and I kind of retracted a bit. And I think we can do that. We can make this first step a really big deal. And she just asked me again what I wanted from this. And I said, well, I just want to make 1,000 extra a month. I just want to make about 1,000 extra a month. But why do you want that, Carmen? And I really had to work at connecting. So I don't have to go back to my job. So I don't have to put my kids in daycare. So I can follow my passions, right? And that's why I wanted it. And as soon as I connected it to that, then I was more inclined to, then I guess I better treat this seriously. Because I knew I'd be mad at myself if I gave some kind of half-ass approach to staying home with my kids. Well, I guess it's not that important that I stay home with my kids because I'm not really giving this a fair effort. And that didn't sit well with me. It just didn't sit well with me. So fine, I'm going to treat this like a business, the business that it is, and connect it to my life, not the money, but how that's going to affect my life. So all of you on the call today, when you're thinking about, when one of us asked you to do Arbonne, why did you say yes? Why did you say yes? And you really need to take time to think about that. It might have been to get the products at a discount, but most of you have said, and I'd like an extra. Some of you may have said, and I'd like an extra couple $100. Well, why? Why? Is that going to help with your car payment, your mortgage payment? Maybe you just wanted to be around more positive people. Maybe you needed a challenge in your life and you're bored and stifled at your job. And this will give you that. But why? Why are you doing Arbonne? And really think about that, because I'm going to tell you now, you will not make this a priority. You won't. It will, unless it's connected to a reason that's connected to your heart. It'll be like, there's other things to do. Like with me when I started, I'd rather spend the summer at the lake with my kids. I don't want to do this Arbonne thing. Where I didn't realize it was connected. I just ended up having more fun that summer and connected it to a bigger reason. So make sure you take that time to really think about that. Charlotte, I'm going to pass it over to you quickly. If you can share your...
Yeah. So my start, I went district in 2 months, and I was different from Carmen in that I wasn't leaving my job, nor did I want to. I started this business because I saw sometimes in our lives there was more month than money. My husband's an RCMP officer, and I'm a registered nurse, and we didn't live an extravagant life, but I wasn't sure where money to take the girls to Europe, or at the time it was 2, but money to take my kids to Europe, if I wanted to do that when they were a little bit older, was going to materialize from. I didn't know where money to help my parents as they aged was going to come from. So for me, I thought, okay, if I don't do something now, that's never going to change with nursing. I work at the top end of my salary, right? I was in a head nurse position. Like I had sort of done all sorts of different things to get to that level, and I wasn't seeing that wiggle room. So I started this job because I thought, okay, I can't work anymore as a nurse because my union says I can't. If I take on another job in a different nursing organization, then they're not going to let me come and go when I please. Like, oh, okay, do 3 hours here and do 2 hours there. That's not going to work for them. It's going to be 20 hours. And then if I started my own business, well, right, that's crazy. When I saw Arbonne, I saw a system that was established. I saw that I had fallen in love with. And I saw that I could start my own business and work it around what was already happening in my life. And that for me was really when it went, I got it. And I knew it wasn't just me out there in this situation, right? I knew there was other people. So I saw a product that I knew, love, and trusted. And I saw a business system that I knew, loved, and trusted. But I was not giving up my job as a registered nurse, right? It was in addition to, because I saw where I could give out this isn't a gold bag, but This is the blue bag. But I saw where I could give out products to people. They could be my employees and work for me. I saw where I could let other people know about the business and I could help them. I could teach and train them with our system. So I saw a very flexible delivery system that would work right alongside my full-time life. So that's sort of how it started for me. It looked a little different than Carmen. Same thing. I'm like Carmen, and then if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it well. And so I thought, well, Erin Benham, she was my direct sponsor, and she said you should really go for district because of the compensation plan. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit here. But I thought, well, I better just get there and get it done, and then see what I think of it from there. And I haven't looked back. This is my 10th year with Arbonne.
That's crazy.
There's my quick story there, Carmen.
Yeah. No. Well, thanks. Yeah. So I'll maybe even just touch on why you want to be a district manager, and then Charlotte, you can maybe go through the numbers. Is that?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, as I said, I think district manager is the most important promotion in this business because it's a building block of our business. Once you learn to become a district manager and you teach other people to do the same, you've cracked the code. All I'm doing every month is becoming a district manager still. I'm still, every month, it's that same 2,500 building block that we want to put on repeat. Just hold on. Okay, my kids are yelling at me. It's first of all, it's an important step because it's a building block. So learning how to do that means you can grow to nation. You get paid more for the same amount of effort. That's another good reason. Okay, so you get a jump from 4% to 8% override. That's a huge difference. So your checks from Arbonne increase. You just get paid more for your efforts. There's cash. There's those cash bonuses you can get at hitting your district manager bonus. And so not only do you get that pay raise and those cash bonuses, but you're learning to do something that is the foundation of our business. And what I love about district managers, you can do it on your own. If you don't need 5,000 people to do this. It's something that you always want to learn to do on your own, that number on your own. And it's the only promotion too that can be done in 1 month, which is great. And Charlotte, if you're still there, I'm going to pass it back to you to explain that, the numbers.
Hi there. Sorry. I've got a little one who may be in and out here. Okay, becoming a district manager. You can do it over 1, 2, or 3 months. Going into qualification for district manager, we look at QV, right? And personal QV is PQV. And when I refer to QV, I mean that would be your personal QV and the QV of any consultants that you have on your team. So there's kind of 2 different kinds of QV. It all counts the same, but you'll understand when I explain this. So to go in 1 month, PQV, right? If the computer sees that, Arbonne's computer system, they go, oh, this person's in qualification for district manager. PQV is your own volume that you personally do, the volume of your retail clients, and the volume of your preferred clients. All of those 3 things together count to be your PQV. So 1,000 PQV or 2,500 QV. Some people call it SQV or just QV. What that includes is any volume from your consultants plus your PQV. So it's anything you've done, right? Anything your retail clients have done, your preferred clients, and now your consultants. So if either of those 2 numbers happen in 1 month, the computer system says, this person is in qualification for district manager. Okay? So those 2 numbers. We always like to say, the higher that number is by the end of that month, the better off you are, because you finish it off either that month or the next month or the following month. So you have 3 months to finish it off. The first 2 months, you would finish it to the balance of 6,000 QV. Okay, 6,000. That can be done over 1 or 2 months. Okay, so if you finish that first month and you've done 1,000 QV, right, that would be 5,000 to finish off the next. So we always try and say See if you can finish that first month off really strong. Sometimes people even do 6,000 QV in 1 month. It is possible, you guys, right? But it happens differently for all of us. So don't let it stress you out, okay? Just talk to your area manager, your regional vice president, whoever brought you in, and go over your numbers. But we're looking for 1,000 QV, PQV, and or 2,500 PQV in that first month. To finish it off in the second month, the balance is 6,000. You have another month if you don't finish it the second month, and it's the third month, you go to 7,500 QV. The most important tidbit to remember in those last 2 months, if you've gone in at the first month and you finish it off in the second or the third month, is you must have 2,500 QV in that month when you finish. Okay? So what I mean by that is, say you do 5,000 QV in your first, and you think, oh, I'll just next month, which is absolutely, that happens sometimes. Okay, the next month you must do 2,500 QV, regardless. Even though, if you looked at that, well, over 2 months I need to do 6,000, so I only need to do 1,000. Actually, Arbonne requires you do 2,500. And why? It's so that we learn how to do our 2,500 minimum building block. Because once we are a district manager, we have a minimum that we need to maintain every month, and that's 2,500 QV. Now, that 2,500 QV comes from you, your retail clients, your preferred clients, sorry, my daughter is having a cry over here, and your consultants. So that money comes from all of those areas. So don't let them, okay? I just need to, because a lot of people will hold back and say, oh my gosh, can't do 2,500. If you hold back, then it becomes very hard to take a step forward. Okay? This is a business. We're going to talk about how you do that 2,500 when you get there. And you've actually been doing some of the activity to get you there anyway. So those are the numbers. Carmen, I'm going to turn it back to you for 2 seconds. I'm just going to run out and check my daughter here. Sorry. This is called multitasking. And I know we've got Jen and Janice to hear from, so I'll turn it back to you, and I'll be right back. Thanks, guys. Sorry about that.
I'd like to, now that she's talked about the numbers, like she said, sometimes that can just serve to overwhelm us. I know I certainly thought, holy man, like 2,500, I could never do that on my own. That's crazy. How am I supposed to sell that much lipstick? These people are nuts. And I'm not even good at sales, I'd always tell myself. So I just shut down when I heard the numbers, not realizing how fast it can all add up. So I want to hear now from, I'll start with Janice, if you don't mind. I know she's at work, so if someone comes in, she might have to dart off, but I'll pass it over to you to share a bit about your shift, your mind shift.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know that I am at work. I own a little baby boutique here in Lloydminster, Alberta, and really, told Carmen, it takes a lot of my time. I do everything from working here to sales to, cleaning, ordering, books, everything. And I always told Carmen, I don't really have time. But that's just an excuse because I honestly watch every Real Housewives show and I don't miss anything. So I have a lot of extra time and I clean my house and everything. So got 2 kids, everybody has time. So don't use that as an excuse. It really is that, only that. So my journey is a lot different from both Charlotte and Carmen. I've been in this for 1.5 years and really have been screwing the dog, so to put it bluntly. So what other business could you do that and not get fired, right? So this is it. So Carmen's always there for me, and really does. And what really shifted for me this month was after the Vegas trip. Our upline, Erin, she put her calendar up on there, and I'm like, yep, that's my calendar, if I even had 2 things on my calendar. But I was expecting all these great things and it wasn't happening because I wasn't working. So now it's just made a huge shift. And the other last day of the month, also Erin's big 4,000 QV in one day without a party was huge for me. I'm just like, okay, get off your butt, girl, you can do this. So also another key is to be open and coachable. And what that really hit home for me was I was watching a Tony Robbins video. He's basically made millions from nothing. And his big key that I was watching was everybody's already made the mistakes. So just learn from that. You don't have to try to do it on your own. Don't do it on your own. Everybody's been there. There's a process, and use it, because it'll just speed up everything for you. And another big, huge thing was I finally ordered that You Are a Badass book. I had it with me here, but that really changed everything for me within our store. And the oil economy has been really bad here in Lloyd, and like just my positivity, you know, our sales are pretty much what they were before in the past little while, and it's almost hand in hand with reading that book. Like, it's really changed my life. So pick it up, everybody, because it's well worth it, even just in your day-to-day life, just to be a more positive person, which has been huge for me, because I'm always down on the dumps, and now I'm just like, nope, I don't even have time for excuses. So let's just be happy and get it done. Also, Jim Rohn, like, free YouTube videos, listen to him. If nothing is going to change in your wallet unless you change who you are yourself, and that's all with personal growth. Okay, and then another thing was the $2,500 or 2,500 QB building block seemed so intimidating for me. But after Erin's video was after Vegas, I did, I think, 2313 with only one party. I booked 3 parties this month for May coming up, which is like not, you know, unspeakable for me. So I did make, like, with my one builder under me, we had 2725, all within the last, pretty much the last week of last month. So everything is doable. And like Carmen and I were saying, like, imagine what could have happened if I would have actually been working it from the start of the month. Like, it's all doable, right, guys? Let's do it. And people follow leaders. And like Carmen says too, there is a sound to belief. Like, if I wasn't believing that I could be DA or district manager, like, it's not going to happen. So let's just, you know, believe in ourselves, and it's all possible because we're watching all our friends do it, so we can do it too. Another key thing, last month I was teaching my little girl to ride a bike, and I'm like, hey, just keep on pushing your pedal down. Don't stop. Every time you do stop, it takes that much harder. And then it's just like, oh yeah, click, listen to your own advice. So that was big for me too. It's funny how I think really God works in that way, and like that was speaking more to me than her. And then just to book the one party a month at your house. Like, Carmen just had the new makeup, and she says, hey, do you mind if I come over and just show it? And I was surprised at the turnout I got. Past people and guests at other parties that weren't even, you know, signed up as PCs under me came back, and they're just like, yeah, I'll come. And then they signed up, and, you know, I heard from them before that they had family members selling, and they still signed up under me as a preferred client. So that was awesome. Also, Carmen just mentioned, and she touched on that scary thing of being a DM and the added responsibility. Well, there really isn't any added responsibility. If your girlfriend said, hey, could you come to this party and help me out? You do it, right? So, you know, pick up the phone, and other team members calling and asking questions, you will still do it because you're just like a friend. So that's, just look at it that way. And it really is the best gig because like I said, I would have fired myself if I would have been working this business. Like, I'm working my job. It would have never happened. I put so much effort into the store, and like, I wasn't doing that with Arbonne, even though I could. So, you know, be who you want to be at your work and who you want to impress. Like, during the day, I would never let myself down at the store. I would never open late. Be open for business. That's what you're here for. And it's so easy. So, and just remove yourself from the outcome. Totally. Like, a girl tried to cancel on her party the other day, and I just like said, okay, let's rebook. And she did. And then she actually chose the day that she wanted to cancel. So she didn't have anything going on. You know, I just wasn't taking a no for an answer. So that's all. So I just wish you guys all the best of luck. And I really trying to get to this DM point this month, and I'm not going to have any excuses. So hopefully it happens, and take the hopefully out, and I'll just work my butt off. Okay. Awesome. That's all, Carmen.
Thank you so much. So many golden nuggets in there that you shared. Yeah. I've seen such a shift in you. And if you missed the book, she said last month we recommended to read You Are a Badass. That's the book she's referring to, by Jen Sincero. And I've just seen a major transformation in you, and I see big things for you, Jenna. So thank you so much for sharing. Charlotte, I'll pass it over to you to introduce your speaker.
Yeah, hi guys, I'm back again. I'd love to introduce Jennifer Gray. I met Jen through actually my husband's work. Jen and Todd work together, and I saw her and I just knew without a doubt she'd be a complete dynamo, and I thought this business might interest her, and it seems that I was right in that thought. Jen is currently on the ferries and is on her way away for the weekend, so she's very kindly going to hop on. So Jen, I'll get you to come on now and you just unmute there.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can totally hear you.
Okay, awesome. Yes, I'm on the ferry right now heading over to Vancouver. So I started this business 2 months ago, and I was totally overwhelmed in the beginning, nervous, everything. But I knew Charlotte, and I thought, let's do this. I was super excited. I came in and I just wanted some extra money to travel. That's all it was in the beginning. I work full-time for a federal drug unit, and I do court disclosure. So I work Monday to Friday, and I thought, let's try something new. I was also doing a lot of overtime shifts in different areas just to try and make that extra money every month. So what I did is in the beginning, Charlotte helped me out with a
I think maybe losing you. Hold on. Oh.
And it was great. It was
Jen?
fun. I met my friends, started telling more and more people about it. And then I got on the
Jen, I think we're losing you. Oh. I'm not sure.
Go to
Girls of BC Ferries.
And once again,
I think we lost her. Oh, Jen?
Yeah, it's Mary's. I do know a little bit of her story. So Jen, if you're still there, I think maybe you got to that space where the reception is not great. But maybe I'll just quickly jump in. I know for Jen, a big draw of her in this business was getting to Vegas. And Jen came to Vegas after being in this business for only 2.5 weeks. You know, and Vegas is always quite a delightful place to go to. So that was exciting to her, as well as District. I think she did the same thing I did. I said, you know, if you have time for a hobby, that's great. You know, or would you like to see this more of a business and grow? And at the time she said, I want more travel money. I'd like to make this a business and grow. So I said, okay, let's chart your course to District. And so with that, we build the system. That takes longer for some of us, and that's okay. This is a journey. It doesn't always happen in 2 months, but you know, charting that course and really getting that activity going. Jen did get a business builder, a good friend of hers on to join as well. She explained the business opportunity to her, and that girl is Jessica, and Jessica, same thing as Jen, saw this as an opportunity for a residual income and joined her team. So that's sort of what it looked like for Jen. I know Jen's back. I don't know if it's better connection. Jen, are you there? Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Sorry, Jen. You went totally slow motion and sounded like a bit of a, I kind of jumped in and filled the rest of your story. Is there
awesome.
Anything that you wanted to add there?
No, you know, I just came back from Vegas and was super motivated. It was so inspiring hearing from all those people at Vegas, and while I was there, you're looking at people and I'm writing down constantly like who I can think of to sponsor and who would be interested in hosting a party, and just writing those people's names down and getting out there, and also making my family and friends super aware of the business and how excited I am. Everyone thrives off your happiness, so let them know how you're succeeding and they'll jump on board and they'll help you and they'll do what they can. So if you guys can make it to GNTC, I highly recommend to put your name in. It was so amazing when we did CNTC in Vegas. It was very, very cool. And other than that, just keep thinking about sponsoring people and make sure you get that calendar filled. So that's a bit about all for me, Charlotte. Thank you.
Thanks, Jen. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll just second that. GTC in Las Vegas and CNTC in this year in Niagara Falls are both very vision building experiences. And it's not just the vision. You're going for so much more. There's a lot of education that comes there as well.
Yeah.
So thanks, you two. Very inspiring. Lots of nuggets there. Definitely.
Yes. Thank you. Lots to take away. And I like what you said. Your excitement, your excitement to share that with others it's palpable. Like if you going to district manager allows the people in your life to climb on board as well as far as support goes, right? I knew that if I wanted the support of my husband and my family, well, I better take this seriously, right? Sometimes we can struggle with that. Like, what is this? What are you doing? And why are you busier now? And if you're just kind of in and out, you won't get the buy-in as much from those around you, right? And so that, like you guys talked about your tidbits there, that's so true. Once you start taking it serious, the people around you take you serious. And it's just this natural progression of growth that happens. So just to wrap up before we have some Q&A here, if anyone has questions, you might be wondering how to get this volume and what to do. And I always say that the best way to leverage your time, anytime I've been going for a promotion or trying to see a big spike in my business, it is through our core, it's through events or parties, because you just leverage your time, you get in front of more people at once, it's higher volume, and you build your network. So it's all these things which you're trying to do, especially at the start of your business, it's the best way to promote quickly is getting really good at booking and doing those shows, because you're going to get the best bang for your buck. And it might just be starting with you hosting another one. We have new products. So you might be thinking, well, I just hosted one 2 months ago. That's okay. It's actually advised to have one every month. So as you meet new people, you always have an event to invite people to. When you're out and about, oh, well, you should come over. I always have on the third Tuesday of every month, I always have people for wine and appies or whatever. And so don't be, if you've just had one, you can have one all the time. But it's the best way to build up that volume and that activity. We do have various outreach methods, and I do encourage you to use those outreach methods like our gold bags and such. But really the best bang for your buck is to book those events. We all talk about just I think the hardest part of Arbonne, honestly, is the first step. It's first the watching people decide, should I do it? Should I not do it? Because the point of decision is, I find, always the hardest point of anything. Should I? Shouldn't I? And then you say yes. Okay, I'm going to do it. And then the next decision is, how serious am I going to take this? And we often talk about, if you didn't get to experience month end last month on Facebook or whatever, if you're newer, you missed the tsunami that Arbonne is right now. We had a massive explosion, more than I've seen in my history in Arbonne, as far as across the board. Carrie, I saw that. I saw Dale. Tell Dale. Sorry, I couldn't let that pass. Anyway, sorry, distracted. Anyway, it was a massive explosion, like across the landscape of Arbonne, right? Like the amount of people that went into Quell for Nation and region and area and district. What that should tell all of you is that you are in a company that is exploding. We have had steady growth, double-digit growth like this, but we're about to do a spike up like this. That's what we're on. We're on the cusp of this giant wave. A giant wave that all of you can be a part of. If you get in the water and start paddling, what we can do is dip our big toe in, and it feels kind of cold. It feels kind of, I don't think I want to go in there. And then we go up to our knees. We're like, well, this is uncomfortable, and we're all awkward, right? Well, just freaking dive in and jump on the board and just start paddling. and you'll catch that big wave. You'll catch it. We're in a storm here right now, and the way you do that is the paddling is one step at a time, right? It's one presentation. It's one gold bag. It's one follow-up. That's what that is. Every day, one more paddle, right? And you'll catch that wave. It's there for all of you. There's no reason why everyone on this call right now can't be a region by the end of the year. And I'm not saying that to fluff your feathers or to be hypey, because I hate hype. I'm saying it because it's freaking true. This company we are exploding. I just really want you to hear that message. I'm getting a little, but there's no reason why, if you didn't decide, you just have to decide that's something you want. Everyone on this call right now could be a region by the end of the year. No joke. This is a serious business, and it will totally pay you like one if you make the decision to treat it like one and just take the first step. The first step, which is district, which is booking the one thing, right? Charlotte, did I lose you somewhere?
No, I'm back. I'm here.
No, that's okay. I was just going to talk about the incentive I had running last month, and then if there's any questions here, or you had anything to add, Charlotte.
No, I think it's great. I think exactly there is just that real energy right now going on with Arbonne, and as Carmen says, I think sometimes people get afraid. It's too much for me right now, or I don't want to take it on. You guys, it's often the same amount of work. It's the only thing that has changed is your head going, let's do it. It really, really is. It's giving out some products. It's booking, 3 to 4 events. It's really, district can happen, and you start to see that money coming in. We're taking more of advantage of the compensation plan. So it is worth it for that. It is a journey to get there, so don't forget to enjoy the journey, but please ask us questions as they come up. So I'll turn it back to Carmen, because she's going to talk about this incentive, which is something that we are both doing.
Yeah, so this is the one I had running from last month, and we're just going to continue it forward. And what it is a travel voucher, $200 travel voucher, and it can be used for your summer gas money or flights, or you can use it for CNTC, which would be the best decision, actually, reinvested into your business. But $200 of a travel voucher for promoting to district manager this month. So wherever you are, whatever your number is, if you don't know, if you're still confused, never be embarrassed to ask that question, ever. It's okay. You can ask it 5,000 times. It's fine. Find out what that number is to finish. And then talk with your sponsor to make a solid plan. It's one thing to say, yes, yay, I want it. It's another thing to put it into action and have that little plan, right? And so we can help you do that, take the overwhelm out of it. You guys, it doesn't mean now you've got to work 40 hours a week with Arbonne, right? So $200 travel voucher. Also, I kind of had some surprise incentive in the month on the page. So what happens after this call is if you're not already in the group, then message myself. If you're on within the Hagstrom region, message me. If you're in the Charlotte Central, then message Charlotte and let us know you'd like to be in the Dash to District Facebook page. It's a private group for people who want to take their business to the next level. And all of the other amazing leaders you see on this call contribute to the group and share their video tips. And just basically we're there as an extra support tool for you as you grow to this very important first level. So you watch this call, you message saying, yes, I'd like to be in the group. I'd love to hear why you're doing Arbonne. Be great just to get to know you more, and then we'll add you to that group and support you as you then we know we've identified you as, oh, this is someone who wants this. Okay, now I know. Now we can work together. I know the pace you want to go. It's helpful, right? Yeah, just Charlotte, unless you had anything, I will just open it up to Q&A if anyone has any questions or concerns.
Questions? Yeah.
Or feedback from those that have been in the group for the last month, or
so you just have to remember to unmute. So if anyone has any specific questions about numbers, anything like that they want to share, or it's something you can absolutely do, privately, give us a call if you want to go through your numbers and say, okay, how much do I have left? What do I need to do? Or if you're a district manager and you're thinking, how can I help somebody? I need to get those numbers in my head better. Don't be afraid to ask us, okay?
All right. Okay, well, thanks everyone. It was great to see all your lovely faces this morning. It started my day off just right, my weekend just right. And it's Saturday morning for most of us, wherever you are, but just a little plug for what this is for me. I said this on the last call. We had our last call on a Saturday, and this is like prime time for calling. We're between 10:30 and 11:30. I find I get the most answered calls. So I'm having myself a little power half an hour right when I hang up. And I challenge all of you to do the same. Just pretend you're still on the call and we haven't stopped talking yet. We're still talking at you. Just pretend that that's what happened and just continue for the next half an hour to have a power half an hour and connect with some clients, do another booking, and just use that time. It's a prime time to connect with people. So yeah, I look forward to hearing from you, and we've all got, you guys can do this. Yeah, we'll say over and out unless anyone has anything else to say.
Thanks so much, Carmen. I really appreciate that, and it's so nice to join forces with this. Thanks everyone for your time this morning.
All right, great. Happy Saturday.
Thank you.
Here.
Thanks.